Hey everyone, welcome back to Automate with Amit. In my previous video, I had covered one of very popular AI tool which is related to the automation testing and software testing. Over there, I had covered what all are the features this particular AI tool can help us with. So this AI tool is testim.io. So over there, I had covered the overview of the features of testim.io. So you can watch that video as well. I'll provide the link of that particular video in I button and you can go and watch that after this video. And in this particular video, I am going to cover how we can create the account in this particular tool and how we can automate a scenario in testim.io. So without any delay, let's start. But before we begin, hi, my name is Amit Tripathi and I have more than 9 years of working experience in automation testing, and I make videos on AI tools, software testing and AI in automation testing. So if you haven't subscribed my channel, please make sure to subscribe it because this is going to give you a good insight of how you can create test cases and automate for yourself. So now we are at the landing page of testim.io. So in order to use Testim, you have to log in or create an account for this. And if you see try Testim for free, basically they give 14 days of trial here. So you have to sign up yourself. So you need to provide your work email, so you won't be able to log in with your Google account or something like GitHub or something at the moment. If you try to sign in with Google, it gives you some issue, so you cannot use Google at the moment. But if you provide your company's email, through that you can use it for 14 days. So that is a kind of drawback for us who is looking for free AI tool. But this testim.io is very powerful tool because it gives you very fast authoring of automation test cases. So this is very nice tool. So in order to create an account, you have to go on this get started, and once you click on get started, you have 14 days of trial. So for that you need to go on this. So once 14 days of trial period finishes, you will be automatically converted to community plan. So here you just have to provide your work email, and here you cannot provide something related to your Gmail. So if I put some Gmail related at gmail.com, it won't support you. So you have to provide your company's name and country and password. And once you click on I'm not a robot, which you are not, I believe, so you can click on agree and start. It will take you to the email confirmation. So once you provide the confirmation from your email, you will be landing upon this dashboard. So I'll just cancel this and you will be landing upon this dashboard. This is Testim's dashboard. So I have already logged into my account here. So this is Testim's dashboard. So here if you see, if I just come here, it is going to show what are remote execution runs, failed remote executions. There are test overall counts, how many tests are active, flaky, quarantine, different topics over here. Now in order to create one automation test case, you have to click on new test. But before, because it works on the record and playback feature, so you need to install one extension, which is a Chrome extension. So you just have to click on install extension and it will take you to the Chrome extension, and you have to add this particular extension to your Chrome. So I'm just clicking on add extension, and it will take few moments. Okay, so now so this extension has been added over here, Testim editor. Now what I need to do, I'll just refresh here. Okay, so now if you see, my free trial has started and this is 14 days left over here. So now what I'll do, I need to create a new account, right? New test, sorry. And I have already installed or added this Chrome extension, so it did not ask once I clicked on new test. Okay, so now since I am going to create one test case here, so I am just updating this Let's suppose this test name is orange HRM test. Okay, and I just click OK and it has updated. Now what I need to do is start recording at this position. So what you can do, you can start recording at this place also. Like if you click over here, I just have to click on start recording, and you need to provide the URL of the website which you want to record. Okay, so since I wanted to automate the login process over here, so I just searched orange HRM login, and here I am on the login screen. Now over here I am putting this admin and the password admin123 and clicking on login. And once I landed upon this, I need to go on this page, PIM, this menu basically, in order to create the employee. So I clicked on add, and once I click on add, it is asking for first name. Let's suppose I gave first name as Amit Tripathi, and employee ID whatever is here. I just click on save. So with this, it has created the employee. So I just wanted to verify whether the employee got created or not. So this is here. Now I need to go on admin and I need to create the employee. So that user got added, that employee has been created. Now I want that particular employee as a user. So I chosen this user name as admin, and I need to just fetch here Amit Tripathi. Once I entered, so it should fetch the name of the employee. Status is enabled. Username, let's suppose Amit.Tripathi. Okay, and password is whatever admin 123, and here also admin 123 password, and now save. Okay, so now you see I clicked on this and it has landed me upon this page here. So now here I can see this user is listed. So this is basically my verification, that I just wanted to confirm whether the user is here or not. Okay, so now that's it. I just recorded and I just wanted to check, and then after that I wanted to log out. Okay, and I stopped the recording. Now if you see, it has generated all the steps in different action steps. So if you see, this was one step. Step one was to navigate to this particular feature. Then I had clicked on logout, right? I had clicked on this particular element. So I don't want this. So I can do some actions on this steps. So each click has been recorded over here. So now second is I clicked on logout. I entered the username, password, set password, and then press the tab also. You see, I set the password, and it is recording everything. So I press the tab, I set the password, login, I clicked on PIM menu, then clicked on add. So like this, it is recording each and every step of my actions on that particular browser, right? So now I need to decide what all the steps I need to keep, and I need to do some cleanup. So I need not to, because once I will navigate from this particular URL, I should be landing upon the login page. So I can delete this. So I am deleting these steps because I don't need this. So once I landed upon this, then admin is the username I wanted to set. So here also see set description. So here if you see, it is giving the properties of that particular text, right? So set description. So what is the description, whatever so what action it is. So setting the username, set to assign. So what I had entered in that particular text box, this is also here. It has also taken the the element. It has also taken the screenshot of the element. So you can click on highlight. So this is going to highlight over there, right? Okay, so you can do highlight, reassign and improve, we'll go through again. So you can also look into the locators here. So view locators, so it captures all different locators of this particular element in order to identifying it. Okay, so there are so many locators. You see it has captured all the properties: class name, name, placeholder, tag, index, and all those things. Parent, who is the parent, who is the second parent, child of parent 3, all the hierarchy it has captured for this particular web element. So in case anything changes, it can directly go and refer to any other locator, and that way it makes everything so easy, and locator you need not to worry about if in case it changes. So error suffix, anything, so when this steps fails, so what you need to what action you need to take in order to, if this particular step fails, so mark error and stop, or mark error and continue, or mark warning or continue. So there are some conditions or some actions given. So if this step fails, what you wanted to do, so in case this fails, we cannot log in, right? So that means it is correctly set up, mark error and stop. When to run setup, so always run, will element, visibility, element text. So all of when to run setup, basically if you see over here, it shows choosing an option other than always run will lead to the addition of a condition to the step. Okay, so basically it is asking when you want to execute your this particular step, whether is there any condition also when you don't want to execute this, or you want to set some conditions. Basically if you want that whenever this particular element visible on the page, then only you wanted to execute. There are certain conditions when you want to execute your test cases. Override timeout, so there is a timeout of 30 seconds also. So in case you wanted to override the timeout, like if you wanted to give more timeout, so you can do that as well. So these are the some of the properties of each particular actions. So this was related to the username. Likewise, you will have all those different type of properties for each type of the test cases. So this is the tab I pressed, so I don't want this tab to be pressed, so this was I pressed using my keyboard. Then I clicked on login. So if you see now here, what is this? Click login. It has captured the target element must be visible. This is by default checked that this login button should be automatically visible. Now click error suffix when this step fails. So all those things are same here. Mark error and stop whenever you don't able to click on this. When to run this step, I had clicked on always run. By default it is always run. Override timeout if you want to, and some of the native elements. So basically if you see all the steps it has captured, and on each step you can define what actions you can take control of. So you can provide some custom things also. So click on login, then I had clicked on PIM. So I would in here I would prefer to press here, because after login it takes some time to come on this screen. So I would do some always run. Instead of always run, I would use elements visibility. So it got logged out over here, but I'll use Control C, Control V. I'll go and log in, and then I'll select again. So okay, so I just want to click on always run and click on element visibility again, and I clicked on this PIM. Okay, so now if it has selected this, so now if I right, so this has selected now PIM, right? So now after the visibility of this only, it is going to perform the click. Now this is another. So likewise, clicking after clicking PIM, I add, then first name. So this is the data driven thing, right? So you can do data driven also testing here. Like you can provide whatever way you want to, whatever actions or whatever values you wanted to provide, you can provide here. So Amit is right now given, but you can change it here also. There are ways I'll show you later on. So this is the tab I pressed. I don't want this. Let's now clear the things. So successfully saved. After this, we see drag and drop, which I don't want here. After that, I clicked on admin. Okay, so now I have cleared all the unnecessary steps over here. So I am left with one more. Okay, so now everything is done, and now let's try to run this. Okay, and here go to the app. Okay, so now if I run this test, you see over here it has one option: run in incognito mode, run locally with debugging, or run locally, run on a grid. There are multiple options given over here. So if you wanted to execute this in incognito mode, so I just have to, you can include a message that will appear in the revision history view. Okay, so this is creating a user. Okay, so this is creating a user. So I have saved this, and once it's saved, run in incognito mode is asking for one allow in incognito mode. So I had allowed, and okay, so I need to allow this from here. Allow in incognito mode. So I need to allow this from here. So once I had allowed, I need to, click on this run test. Now you see it has automated, and the test is executing now. You see it has, right? It has clicked on PIM, and it has, okay, first name, last name, ID. It has created the employee, then clicked on PIM, then it went on admin, and then it has again clicked on, okay, admin, searching for employee. It has clicked on one, and then, okay, so okay, so basically it has clicked on that. So let's suppose I have given one here. So that has to be, that name has to be, okay, so it has logged out basically. So now if you see test completed successfully, go back to the editor. Now you see it has automated the whole steps, although there were some data related issues which we can further work on. So we'll see in next video how we can data driven, how can we do this as data driven. But this is how you saw how we can automate one particular site. Okay, so this is how you can automate one scenario in testim.io, and that was all in this particular video. I hope you got some clarity how to create one scenario. And if you haven't watched my previous video where I had explained what all are the features related to testim, you can go and see that as well. And in next video, I'll show you how you can do data-driven testing in testim.io. Till that time, keep learning, keep exploring. Amit Tripathi signing off.